My name's Brett Burman. I'm running for Democratic State Committee, and you'll find me on ballot position A38 at the top of the second column.
Brett, give me a little bit about your background.
I was born in Delaware County, and I've come from 4 generations of people who've lived in Delaware County all the way back to my great-grandfather. And I work currently in the healthcare industry, as does really my entire family. If you live in Aston, Brookhaven, or Chester, you may be familiar with the Burman's pharmacy or medical supplies business. That's kind of where I learned the trade, and I've taken that knowledge out now on my own to consult with other companies. And I got involved in Democratic politics a few years ago, but really started to get heavily involved after the 2016 election, like a lot of people.
Brett, you were busy with the 2017 election. Share with us what you did with that election.
So with the 2017 election, I kind of on my own started realizing that this patronage system that I had heard about, this pay-to-play and really unethical form of governing, went even deeper than the rumors that I had heard about local Delaware County government. And so I started looking into this sort of on my own and started to find so much stuff that I went to the campaign and offered to work with them on this and other issues. And that evolved into submitting lots of right-to-know requests, like we talked about in our other interview, that people, if they want a more detailed look at, can watch, and exposing at a very detailed level and giving our candidates the evidence they needed to demonstrate to people that there was a deeply unethical pay-to-play system in place in Delaware County that not only benefited the Republicans in power, really only benefited a very small clique of Republicans who had the money to donate to these campaigns. It didn't even benefit all Republicans. And I think that's why, in the end, we appealed to enough Republicans to win that election. I also worked on some of their policies, including their ethics reform policy, in order to get rid of a lot of these practices. And I also worked on, given my background, their public health policy as well. And the policies that I wrote for them were incorporated into their platform.
Brett, why do you want to run for state committee now?
Working with the 2017 campaign was remarkable and certainly the most fulfilling experience of my life, especially considering that we won. I want to bring that same enthusiasm and that same commitment to looking at what works and what doesn't in government and within our party, and in essence reforming it. I want to run for state committee because I want to bring the same enthusiasm that I brought to the county campaign, Delco Victory 2017, to not just the leadership of the Delaware County Democratic Party, but to the state party as well. I also feel that Delaware County is not really, the Democratic Party of Delaware County is not really taken seriously enough by the state Democratic Party. And I think if you look at the congressional maps that were submitted by Governor Wolf and the Democratic Party before the Supreme Court's maps came down that split Delaware County in half, you can see good evidence of that. We need strong advocates who aren't afraid to state what needs to be stated and aren't afraid to call out practices that aren't right or are impractical just because they've been in place for a long time, just because that's the way that things are done.
Brett, that campaign in 2017, you work full-time, right?
Yes, I do.
How much time did you put into that 2017 campaign?
During the height of the work that we were doing, it was between 15 and 20 hours a week. And so there were a lot of late nights. And in fact, since I'm still working with those candidates now that they're in office on many of the same issues, but also some new ones, including prison reform, for instance, I've actually reduced some of my hours at work in order to dedicate more time to their work, because the work that I'm doing now with them sometimes has to take place during the day when council meetings are and things of that nature. So that's been a sacrifice that I've been happy to make because, as I said, this has been such a fulfilling experience for me, and I know that it is doing a lot of good for the people in Delaware County.
And how much are you getting paid, Brett?
I'm getting paid in gratitude. In gratitude, I'm not getting paid anything. Nor should I point out would I want to be paid anything. At least not. I wouldn't accept any payment, especially through the county, because one of the things that we pointed out was that Delaware County government's primary function was apparently to provide jobs for Republican committee members. And since I'm currently a Democratic committee member in Mid-County, I certainly would not want to become part of that system.
And Brett, why should people vote for you?
They should vote for me because I'm someone who, first of all, has a track record of being dedicated to the needs of the party within Delaware County, especially locally. And I'm someone who brings the fresh perspective of someone who is still new to it. I've been interested and paid attention to politics my entire life. And one of the reasons I didn't get involved earlier was that I wasn't sure, or I was pessimistic about how much change within the Democratic Party could really be affected by someone like me. What I've found and what's been so exhilarating about this experience is finding that, yes, just contributions of the nature that I've done, not world-changing, but very important on a local level, can slowly start to move the needle within the Democratic Party. And I want to bring that same sort of mentality to the party on the state level. My name's Brett Burman. I'm running for Democratic State Committee. Vote for me on May 15th.